high hopes. Do you want the same? Cause baby, all I got is high hopes. Do you feel the same? Do you want me, babe? Or is it just a game? Cause I got high hopes.
Hello, 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 and welcome to the Rag Company Podcast. I'm Dane Hennen. To my right, Levi Gates.
What's up, guys?
And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Hey, hey.
And obviously, this is the Rag Company Podcast where we talk about our weekends, cars, detailing, etc. You never know what you're going to get, but that's part of the fun of it.
Hey.
So, guys, any housekeeping before we start things off today?
Absolutely, Dane. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Lots of
please.
good housekeeping.
So last week, starting, I think it was last Thursday.
Someone forgot to take out the trash.
Somebody forgot to take out the trash. And we launched our Cold as Hell sale. I don't know how you can say that.
Cold as hail.
Yeah, exactly. And so we launched our sale there where people scored 20% off the Ultra line as well as pre-made kits for rinseless washing. So if you are a fan of rinseless washing, that may have been the sale for you. And I think the sale ended last night. You might want to check the website.
Let me go look.
Great time to bring it up when it's already over.
I think it ended or it either end today. However, if you missed that sale, it's totally fine. We do have our upcoming Valentine's sale coming up. That's going to be launching, I think, next week.
Yeah,
How do
next week.
people find out
Very
about this
excited
stuff?
about
For the
that.
people who are just like, they feel like they're out of the loop and, oh man, I missed that. Oh man, I missed that. What do they do?
So there's this beautiful newsletter on the ragcompany.com called The Details. And The Details is full of all of the details on all of our sales and everything like that. And so we try not to spam you guys. It's just simply a newsletter telling you when we do have sales and what sales that those products are on. And so it's a great place to just go sign up. Probably get an email maybe once every couple weeks from us for that kind of stuff. But the Valentine's Day sale is going to go, I was going to say it's going to be around Valentine's Day, I think,
Look
which
at
is...
that.
You would
Sign
think.
right up there. Get the details for the
Is
newsletter.
Valentine's Day on a weekend?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. So it's going to be based around that weekend there. And there should be some good stuff. I needless to say, probably red Eagles, maybe.
Ooh,
maybe red
good.
Detail Factory brushes.
Oh,
maybe something cool like that.
some red things.
We like to theme things out here at the Rag Company. You guys know we love our colors. And it's just fun. I think that...
I heard a rumor there's a possible sticker.
We
Levi,
are well known for our theme stickers.
We've talked about it. I don't know where it's at, but
man.
But
possibly
we wouldn't
a new
want to
sticker.
speak out of school
And
here.
which actually is kind of fun. I mean, so we realize that there's tons of other companies out there that do stickers every single month, every single week. They have new sticker designs and all that. We kind of keep our stickers primarily for major sales and holidays. That's our favorite thing to do.
Well, yeah,
themed out
yeah.
stickers.
Yeah.
And so I think last year it was what was it last year? It was
Some
roses.
roses.
Was
Yeah.
it a rose?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool looking.
It was a really nice one.
It was a really, really cool one. And so we like seeing what everybody does with all of our stickers. I think probably one of my favorites to this date, I think I love the Halloween sticker from this year.
The Halloween sticker this year was great.
Or from 2020. I thought that was freaking awesome. Other favorite sticker, I really liked the St. Patrick's Day sticker from last year as well.
Yeah.
I kept telling Nate that's
The
like one of my
four-leaf clover.
favorites, and he was like, well, I think I could do better.
But that's the
thought
thing.
it was
There's
cool.
always room for improvement,
that's
but
the
it can
fun
still
thing.
mean it's great.
Well, you think about the first 2019 Halloween sticker was a pumpkin.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Yeah.
It was cool. I thought that was rad.
Yeah.
And then he went above and beyond and
he
made
did
a haunted
a
house.
freaking
Dude,
full-on
the
haunted
2020
house.
that sticker hands. I didn't even get one.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I
thing.
hope John has some extras because
I have one on the back of the Suburban.
Well,
I thought it was just
and
badass.
people with
It was
orange
awesome.
cars picked him out in particular because they love the accent it gave.
Yeah.
Like put it on the window near your orange paint. It looks cool.
It was really cool. I would say that probably, I don't know, maybe top 3 themed holidays. I'd say probably Halloween's up there for me. I really love St. Patrick's Day. And I know everybody's like, what about Christmas? I like Christmas. I don't love the theme of Christmas. I think probably 4th of July, probably my third. Dane, what about you?
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's like Christmas is fun and all, but green and red kind of clash together colors wise. So finding a good blend, it's like
That's
either
why you
or.
don't
Of
like
course,
Christmas?
Dane thinks of the colors. I
So-
hate Christmas because of the green and red.
But it's because I don't like the color combination. I love green.
is
I
white
love
and
red.
red.
I just
You
don't
pick
like
any
putting
color-
them together. I just
put 'em
don't
together.
find that to be
You
a
know why
satisfying
that?
color combination.
Do you know why?
Because it turns it brown.
No, do you know why it's green
Why?
and red? Because of the holly. That's why the color
I mean, it
combination
makes
works
sense.
so well. It's
The
green
holly,
leaves
little-
with
little red berries and the green leaves. And,
That's
yeah,
just how it started.
that's that. Yeah. It makes
Mistletoe
sense.
is green with white.
Yeah, that's true.
So
But green and white, they wouldn't think Christmas. Red
So
and green,
really,
you instantly
mistletoe.
like
That's what that was. If
people see red and green out in the wild
Mistletoe-
anywhere. They're just like, oh, it's Christmas themed.
true,
thing.
you're right. You're right. But mistletoe is uniquely
Oh, absolutely.
for
It's
that
associated with
winter
the holiday.
solstice holiday.
More than
Okay, well,
almost
I'll get
anything
into the
else.
semantics
Yeah.
of everything. What holiday colors do you like?
Yeah,
What
what's-
themes do you like?
What holidays do you like? That was the question, not
Yeah.
the colors that you like.
What holidays do
associated.
Arbor
I
Day.
like? Arbor Day is a sleeper
Nothing
hit.
finer than green and brown.
Yeah, no,
It's like Labor Day,
I
Arbor
enjoy-
Day.
Probably
Those
just
are just
pick
Groundhog's
all the oddballs
Day.
Those aren't
people,
real
Boxing
holidays.
Day, you know, just it's kind of oddball ones. No, I like St. Patrick's Day because I love green. I think of it in the colors. That's what I do. I think of
Okay.
the
Yeah.
colors. So
Yeah.
I really like St. Patrick's Day. I like Valentine's Day. More so now as an adult than I did as a kid because it was annoying. When you were in a relationship
Dane
and
found
you'd
out
see
that
thing, and was a whole-
heart-shaped jacuzzis were actually a thing later
Well.
on in life. He's like, "Have
Yeah.
you been to these motels?" Dane,
So-
that's a motel. It is a
No, it's a
themed
very
motel.
high
Sir, are
class.
you going to be alone here all night? No.
Do you want a magazine, or are you gonna be okay?
So,
Anyway.
St.
yeah.
Patrick's Day and Valentine's Day you like.
Yeah.
You
So
don't
I
like Christmas because of the colors.
I like Christmas, the holiday, the colors. It's just for
Okay.
me is like too.
So you're kind of more of a white, ice gray, kind of ice blue kind of Christmas guy.
I like aesthetically pleasing things, but I also like oddball stuff. So I don't know how true that really is. I don't know. I'm weird. So take with that. what you will.
I'm like Anthony. I like Halloween first, St. Patrick's Day second, and then this is the weird one, right? I really like Thanksgiving.
That is a themed. If you wanted to theme that out,
Like I like
I think
it just
earth
because.
tones when I think Thanksgiving.
See, I don't even think of that. I think
Orange,
of the food.
brown, yellow.
That's all.
yeah.
It's the one time of the year where you can just like eat till you explode.
Ugh.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
I wouldn't say it's one time a year. You
No,
do that
it's like the
multiple
one
times
time
a
a year it's appropriate.
I
Like
wouldn't
you're gonna
say
make
ever-
a whole bunch of food and you can just get sick and you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
The more that I've become a dad and the more that I've kind of not had to go do family stuff because I have my own family, it's nice.
See, that's
I
a
really
funny
like
thing.
I think that would be nice at being the adult that has the Thanksgiving at your own house.
Yeah.
Perhaps maybe with just like kids in like a small gathering, because whenever I
'Cause I
eat
could see-
Thanksgiving
yeah.
at somebody else's house and I get full, my
You don't feel
first
good.
my first like instinct is I need to leave.
Yeah.
Like it's time
But that's
for me
what I
to
mean.
go.
Like
and I
when,
don't want to have to go.
When let's say you and Katie have a child,
yeah.
or maybe a couple of them,
Oh.
and there's just one year where you're like, you know what, I really don't want to go to your mom or go see your folks aren't coming into town.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go to my mom's because she's got to do some stuff with my siblings, or say your brother gets married and has kids and she's going to go visit
There's just
them.
a lot going on.
You know, there's going to be a bunch of stuff going on, and you guys decide to do it at home. Mm-hmm. And you're like, we're going to cook all the food ourselves. We're just going to sit here, enjoy turkey, stuff, and all the good things. That's when you're going to love it, because you won't have to change out of your clothes. You'll be in your PJs all day. You'll be playing video games with your kids, watching movies, and just
Yeah.
eating.
See, he just unlocked the part of my brain that made me realize earlier what I was saying about the stuff. I realized I'm not big on any holidays, really, because my favorite thing is not being expected to do anything. That is my favorite thing. You just tapped into that, and I thought, oh my God, he's exactly right.
When you get to
that is what I love, when you don't have that expectation built in where people are like,
Dane
it's the blah, blah, blah. You have to blah, blah, blah.
Dane doesn't like tradition.
Right. He bulks at tradition.
Just...
People like this. Traditionally, this happens, and
I'm cool
Dane
with
says,
people doing their thing, but...
Well, that's
like
why the
non-traditional.
coronavirus has been so great.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like
an
a
excuse
clean
not to go
slate.
do anything.
Jeez.
No, it's this year. Literally, I've had an excuse, and Carly and I have had an excuse. Like,
Nope, sorry, can't do that.
well, you don't want to feel bad because you don't want to upset. Like that first year that we stayed home for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like my parents, like my dad couldn't fathom it. Right. My dad was like, but we have to go to your great aunt's house. This is Thanksgiving. Everybody's coming into town. And I was like, yeah, but we're just going to stay home.
Now, I want to make
I just don't want to go anywhere.
one part of this abundantly clear to the people at home who are like, oh my God, you monster. Like,
No,
the thing to understand is none of this has anything to do with other people. It's a purely selfish thing on my part.
Yeah.
I just don't like having to do things.
Right.
I love doing things, but I don't like being forced into a situation where it is a requirement. That is not my style. I'm a lone wolf. Like, I don't hate other people. I just kind of like doing my own thing. And when somebody's like, I have an itinerary for you, I go, oh, and it does not mesh well with me. I've just never been that person. So I kind of like going my own way, going with the flow, whatever that takes me. That's great. And I think you can kind of relate a little to
What do you
that.
think
Yeah,
about that, Dane?
I do.
What do you think about that right
That's
there?
definitely true.
do you think
All
about
right.
that?
Thank you for pairing those
that
together.
red and green
Really
together
appreciate
for
it.
Dane.
So
Now
anyway,
the upper and lower rows do not match. So that's
back on track
gonna drive
here.
some people crazy.
So that's kind of all we have planned for the upcoming week. So something to look forward to would be the Valentine's Day
next
sale.
week.
Possibly a sticker. We'll see what's in the works. And outside of that, we want to give a big thank you to for our last few guests that we've had right on the Q&As as
Been
well
busy
as people
past
that
2
have,
weeks.
that have come out. So
Yes.
Andrew Werkheiser from Koch Chemie USA, also known as KCX in the new branding, and our boy Eric. Right, I don't even know how to say Eric's last name, so I'm not going to try.
Joseph.
Eric.
No, that's his middle
name.
name.
Nobody knows how to say his last
That's
name.
his professional last name. Is
So
Joseph.
That's
Eric
what I call it,
Joseph
just Eric
of,
Joseph.
of G Technic, right, and all of his crew that he brought down as well, and so it was just cool, man. It was cool.
I will
hanging out with
say, did
everybody.
you guys have a lot of FOMO yesterday? Looking at looking at Facebook.
I
when
did.
You realized that we should have been there.
Yeah, so Eric
Hanging out with the
Eric
gang.
and his crew went down to
David Patterson was
David
there.
Patterson,
Jason
Cody,
Otterness,
Cody from
Hitzman was there.
From
Detail
Michigan.
Shop.
Yeah,
Yep.
the detail shop. So he went down to L.A. man to
They
go
all
hang
went
out
down to LA.
with Sun Kang and go
Polish
detail
his-
Grand Nationals.
Yeah.
And driving Grand Nationals
And go
through
for
the
a ride.
canyons.
Go for a ride. Shoot some
Was
some
the
shots,
part.
some
And go to
pictures.
that famous spot that you see in like every smoking tire video where he starts. It's that big, like, looks like a skid pad because there's skid marks all over it. Out in this beautiful mountain ledge, just overlooking everything. It's like that's
Must
where
be
all
nice.
the cars go. So yeah. I want to go there someday.
I had
really
some
do.
pretty bad FOMO, and
Me
I
too.
thought,
Yeah.
man,
I was showing my kids.
I
That's how bad it was.
would have loved to have been there.
Yeah.
And so hopefully we'll be able to travel soon.
Yeah.
And experience things like that. And so, all right. So I guess getting into,
Ooh, Ed's right there. Halloween themed Valentine's Day.
of course, Ed would say
Great
that.
idea.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah,
Ed loves his
I'm sure he
Halloween.
could. I'm sure that the decorations never really come down. They're
Ed,
a year-long
Ed is the
thing.
man I plan on emulating in my
Oh, yes.
in my future.
He knows what he wants.
All the decor.
Now, another thing
yeah.
we need to talk about before we move into our weekends and all that stuff, we need to talk about the board over there because that's what people tune in for.
The UK
They want to
cut.
know what's going on with
Not a
the
great
UK
week
cut.
for
Oh, Ken
the-
Jeeper
been a-
saying the
been a bad
American
week.
flag sticker was our best collab sticker. See, that's the thing, though, Ken. That was a great sticker. However, we have built a lot of really cool stickers, and we've built a couple different versions of that American flag sticker, and our friends all around the world have also created
Levi, my
that same
elbows
sticker.
hurt.
Sorry. All right. Anthony, back to the UK cut. So, as you can see, Gabe is about 9 pounds, 9.2 pounds down. Dane, you are
Pretty much where I started.
you're down half a pound, 0.6 of a pound from last week, but Yeah, you're doing pretty good. Anthony is down 2 pounds from where he started, but he is only
gained since last
only
week.
about a pound since last week. Nick just right up there, neck and neck with Gabe, down almost 9 pounds from where he's
Wow,
or
that
8
is
pounds from
impressive.
where he started. So pretty awesome. And then Jimmy has actually gained 0.2 of a pound from when he started, but from last week he actually lost a pound, so he's back in the race.
So what part of that was fat and what part of that was muscle? That's the part to figure out.
Lost 0.6 of a pound. So at least I'm on the way down, which is good. So point is, Anthony, Dane, and myself need to figure out how to lose more weight.
Yes.
So
I
need to be more.
I think
I need to be more diligent.
Take this more serious
about eating the right things.
Because Gabe and
they're running.
Gabe and
they're
Nick are
exercising.
running and walking and actually on top of it.
Yeah.
You know?
I just don't get it. The simulator gives me a much better workout than any of those things, and I
got a great workout yesterday swinging a hammer on some hot iron.
Wow.
So
I don't know.
I'm
what's
surprised
going
too. I thought I could lost like 5 pounds yesterday. I was sweating, I was just pounding that hammer, I was switching
So
arms.
we all got our own exercise, but none of it was like true cardio because you were playing the sim, you were swinging a hammer, I was
That's
building
cardio.
furniture.
My heart was pounding a little
we all
bit.
had our heart rates up, but I mean, compared to running like Gabe has, I don't know.
Dane, I
if we're
don't
really
think you realize
in
how
the
intense the simulator is.
same league there. Yeah.
Well, you got to be in shape to. That's pro racing drivers. It's the same thing.
Right,
They do the
exactly.
same thing.
So weekends, guys, tell me about them. What happened over in Anthony's world here?
Start with me. Okay. So Friday night, started off pretty chill. I mean, nothing too crazy. I want to say I was starting to kind of prep for something big on Saturday, right? I was trying to do some research, look up some videos and things like that, because I have mentioned before, I wanted to learn how to do drum breaks, right?
Yes. You're not a
So-
true American male until you've done a set of rear drums.
Oh boy.
Pull on some springs, right? So so I was just doing a lot of research on, I think, Friday night, and so Saturday woke up early. I already had all the drum break stuff. Basically, my plan was for the Civic was to do a disc conversion. That was the whole plan, right? In the first place, couldn't find a set clean enough, and brakes were feeling pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, they were making like clicking sounds, popping sounds. The e-brake was sticking. It was just a mess.
It was spooking you to drive it.
Yeah, it was just making me feel kind of uncomfortable. Something just didn't feel right. Like something was loose in there. So, pulled everything apart Saturday, watched a couple of videos, and what I had to do was not just replace the pads, but I had to replace obviously all the springs, and I had to replace the cylinders themselves, right?
Yeah.
Because that cylinder is pressurized and pushes out on those pads to basically break the damn car. Well,
Not in half, but to slow it down.
to slow it down, right? And it was, gosh, man, I would say first looking at a drum brake, you're like,
a lot of stuff.
Well,
in the
you've
heck
never
is
cracked one
this
open
thing?
before, right?
I've cracked one open.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
didn't touch anything. I've just sprayed brake cleaner in it. That's the most I've ever done. But I pull this thing apart and I look at that and I'm like, what kind of wizardry? What kind of
Someone thought of that. Someone designed that braking in their head, said, let me put this on some paper, and then asked a person to cast and forge all those pieces in the 1920s,
Oh yeah,
1800s.
no, it's an old
and
technology.
literally said, I need you to make a bunch of these little pieces and some springs. Do you have some
Yeah.
springs lying around? Have you drifted some holes for me? I'm going to put all this together.
the concept
make a
is
break.
mind blowing. Like once you really start looking at it, and I feel like the further we get in time, we're obviously going to get away from drums. Hopefully, right? They're still manufacturing
manufacture.
cars.
there were disc brakes
Dane's
on
got
race
a-
cars back
Dane's
in the
got a hot
30s
set on the
or
back
so,
of his
but
truck.
Yeah, now
Drums stayed on main cars for long.
Your
Still-
truck has drums on the rear.
On the Tacoma?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah, no, the 4Runner also has drums as
The
well.
Suburban has 4-wheel discs.
Oh wow, very nice.
It's a high performance.
I don't have
vehicle.
I don't have a vehicle new enough to not have drums.
My
So-
92 Miata had discs all the way
It
around.
must be nice. So
The Elantra has rear drums too.
wow. So basically, I jumped in.
Yeah.
I just started
Yeah.
pulling
Like,
pulling
let's
things
do it.
apart. So replacing the cylinders was pretty easy. you had to pinch the line off. You had to do some things. What I found was the problem that I was actually having, the whole issue in the first place, that rear cylinder was leaking so bad. So it was leaking and freezing up onto that caliper, locking that e-brake. Ooh. So when I pulled it off, there was just sludge all underneath there. And I said, wow, I can't believe how much crap's under here. So cleaned everything out, started replacing bits, put my first drum back together, questioned if I actually got it right, but it looked like I think I got this.
Quick way to find out.
I think I figured it out. So what was funny though is right after I got done with the first one, the second one, the first one took me 2.5 hours to figure out, right, piecing everything together. Second one took me 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I am now a master.
Drum brake master.
The learning curve was like that.
So next question, are you going to put drums on the front of the Honda now that you know how to do them?
Preferably, yes. Yeah. I mean,
drums all the way around.
The most ideal combination. But yeah, I did it, and then I had the car up in the air, so then I had to bleed all 4 brakes. I thought that would just probably be the best thing, get rid of a lot of that old fluid. So I used the pneumatic air bleeder for the first time.
Nice.
I had no idea what the heck I was doing, right? Apparently, it's just as easy as plugging into your compressor, running that line to the caliper, crack your caliper or drum,
bleed line,
cracking it open, pressure, sucking out that stuff, and then closing it once you see air bubbles come out. The problem is like, your flow of brake fluid that you would expect would be like this insane flow.
Yeah, it's not. It's a trickle.
It's like a trickle, right? Yeah. And I kind of did it to where I said, I don't really see any big air bubbles. So I guess that's right. And I just, clicked everything in and took the car for a drive, and the car was able to brake. Wow.
Felt good.
Funny, because your rear brakes actually don't do that much.
Don't do that much.
Work.
It's like a 70-30 bias.
Yeah. Only really in a panic situation are you going to run into.
But
truly,
what was fun though, right? And everybody enjoys this about getting new brakes, right? I don't even know. It just
slammed hard down on them.
That one single click on that e-brake, and you're like, oh, it's engaged, right? It's not the full
crank it all the way back.
It's just that nice click, and you said, oh, that's set. That's not going anywhere.
Your cable or something? Or?
No, Dane, I don't know.
There's a lot of material on the pad, so all of a sudden it works.
Well, Dane,
normally I'd be like, okay, there's just a lack of tension in the cable.
There's like an auto adjuster in there. You're taking out little bits and pieces. I honestly felt like I should have like some type of steampunk gear working on this stuff because
you pulled your goggles down.
Whatever, man, I got it. So
love it.
Did that, and then because I'm freaking paranoid, I was spraying all this different, brake cleaner and and there's brake fluid everywhere. I thought this is probably a better time than ever to actually wash the car.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. Brake fluid, man, that'll mess some stuff up almost immediately. So I just wanted to just eliminate all chances. So I give it a quick wash, and then pressure washer, because we had a 50-degree day on Saturday, right?
It was almost 60 on Sunday.
Busted out the Karcher 1700 Cube pressure washer solution package 2.0 with the I would say it had the MTM gun, but I used the Karcher wand instead. I feel like the MTM gun just doesn't have the pressure that wand has. I think the longer wand on that Karcher just works better.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what it. I don't know what it is.
It's all spec to fit that.
I think it's
machine.
just spec for it. And so, give the car a wash. GSF foam bath. I love that stuff, and it was great. A lot of people out walking, right? So I was washing the car out in the front yard, right? People are walking by, and I got like 3 of the mine's next, right?
Yeah.
And I got one person that stopped.
That's always nice.
And made a comment on the smell, and they said, "What is that smell? That smells so good." I said, "Oh wow, it's the soap I'm using. It's from Germany. It's this beautiful. It's called GSF, is what it's called." Showed the old lady that could probably care less.
I was gonna say, so she's like, so that's too much information for me. I was just making a comment. Yeah. I'm gonna leave now, weird guy. Thank you.
But it felt good. I'm like, well, it's gonna making the neighborhood smell good, and but gave it a quick wash, and then what I ended up using this time around, because last time I'd hit it with some bead maker, I used G-Technics Quick Detailer. Highly underrated quick detailer. Highly underrated.
Yeah, it is. Don't sleep on it.
It's just called quick detailer. That's it.
It doesn't smell good. Actually, doesn't even have a smell to it. But I would say that there is some freakishly good anti-static properties in that quick detailer as a topper on whatever you're using on. So obviously I have CSL and EXO.
You mean this product right here?
That right there.
That very one.
So it's good, man. It feels good. It's slick. And that really kind of, like I said, I think the anti-static properties of that quick detailer there's something in it, right? It's very similar to the anti-static that the Wowo's quick detailers had.
Let me see that towel.
That the Wowo's quick detailer had because there you go. Yeah, give that a wipe down. How's that feel?
Here, wipe my hand while
It's
you're
very
at it.
sticky.
It's not sticky.
Well, this table's
You probably have drinks spilled on
Pretty
it.
sure it has something to do with all the soda.
You're also wiping down a textured finish. It's not the same as a vehicle.
If I go this way, it's much smoother.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Across the grain.
Point being,
But very
feel
similar
free
to the
continue.
anti-static properties of the Wowo's quick detailer, which we love so much because it basically kept the vehicle clean for much longer. So I would notice that instead of attracting dust after maybe 2 or 3 days, I wouldn't see a dust issue on the car for a week, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why the Wowo's QD, along with the smell and the feel and the look, was a fantastic.
Yeah.
But I would say in terms of the anti-static and the feel, I think that the G-Technic quick detailer is extremely good. I think it is extremely good. And I think that it doesn't get a lot of traction because, quite honestly, it's got a boring look to it. It doesn't smell good at all. And people are like, C2V3 is king, so I would ever use the G-Technic quick detailer.
So really the problem is
Right.
it's overlooked. There's nothing wrong with the product. The
I
product's
think that,
good.
honestly, I would say out of 10 people, I'd probably bet that maybe one person has tried it.
Yeah.
I just don't think anybody's ever given it a shot, but I'm saying give it a shot. That would be something that I would absolutely buy in a larger bottle. I'd put that into an IK trigger sprayer, and
Just
that
make it
would
like your
and that would be
go-to.
like my go-to quick
Yeah.
detailer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's my end all be all of QDs, but if that's something that you haven't tried yet, it could be what you're looking for because the paint looked like glass after it was done. Obviously, most of it is the coating and the polishing job, but I think it just has a good look and feel. And the other thing I like about it, it plays extremely nicely with the CSL and XO combo. And what I mean by this is the QD has less body to it, meaning it doesn't have that streaking issue that you face when you're using other products that kind of build up on the surface.
Yeah.
This doesn't really have that. This kind of dissipates really nicely. And I was using that with a Pluffle, which would be the streak king in terms of drying towels, the safest, but the streakiest.
It's a trade-off.
Had no issues. Worked fantastic.
Nice.
So something that I'd consider doing. But after I went out and drove it around, tested things out, I was super pumped on it. So then Saturday night, I started watching this show. Literally nobody's told me to watch this. It was fantastic. It's called What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh,
and,
yes. Yeah.
Why nobody has talked about this show?
One of my many favorites.
Or
that I've
explained that I should
spoken.
watch this show. Like, I wish I just had somebody that recommended this show to me. That's all I was.
How far did you make
It's
it?
fun.
So, Dane,
But
I got through about 3 or 4 episodes the first night, right? I couldn't stop watching it.
I know.
So funny.
Where did you
So
finish?
good.
Did you finish the whole
Funny, I think I
thing?
said that. I think I said to all of you, once you start watching, you can't stop. And you can continue after you finish the 2 seasons. You can start right back over and watch it again.
And you'll find new
so
stuff.
You'll find
Levi,
new stuff
I don't
again.
think
So
that you said
funny.
that to me because nobody I know has told me
Really?
to watch this show.
Pretty sure.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure I've yelled
Really,
it out
really
to
under the
everybody
radar.
here.
But man,
I think that's all I
Yeah.
talk about.
the dryness of that show is like intoxicatingly good, and it is one of those things to where they say so many things in one sentence that like if you focus on like 2 of the things they say, you'll just die laughing. But it's extremely dry. I like the vibes. I think the show's got really good vibes.
I knew you would love it.
And it's amazing. So I watched like 3 or 4 episodes that night, and I couldn't get enough of it.
Colin gets a promotion.
Yeah. I haven't gotten that far
That's
yet.
my favorite.
I haven't gotten that far yet,
That's
Dane.
my
Don't
absolute
ruin that
But
for
you got
me.
to the hat.
Oh, I'm past the hat
witch
now.
hat.
Okay.
You, got, you
I'm-
made it to the witch hat.
Right now, I'm at the they just got done the witch's trial, and they
Oh,
escaped
yeah.
the what's
That's
it called?
great. The pit.
The pit.
I just love the laptop on a stool.
Yeah. No,
Like, oh, he's
the
here too.
cameos on everybody there.
Yeah.
That was
No,
in
that was
it
amazing.
Everybody that's played a vampire in Hollywood.
Dude, I loved
Don't
it.
listen to him.
I was just dying. Like,
So-
Dave Bautista is in is like so. Are you the council? Oh no, we're prisoners. We've been here for 1,000 years. We've been here since 1923 or whatever it was.
like,
well,
that's not-
it's 2000. It's 2019. We've only been here for 90 years.
Oh my god.
So it's
We've been prisoners for
like I said, there's just some really funny stuff in it.
So good.
And so I watched that, and then Sunday, I think Sunday was pretty low key. I ended up just kind of playing around with some video stuff, obviously some simulator stuff. Ran to Costco. I was telling you guys, ran to Costco.
The new Costco down the street from your house.
Love it.
Some advice, right? Me being the owner of 2 beautiful golden retriever show dogs, right? That have never entered a show, but have all the the potential to be
pedigree,
the pedigree
papering,
to be into a show.
AKC numbering.
Obviously, I have a lot of dog hair in the house, right?
Of course.
This comes with the territory.
Well, it's actually, if you kind of kept that, you could probably resell it because it's pedigree hair.
I could literally, I could make a quilt out of it. I could
Think how
stuff
soft that
into
would be?
a comforter.
How delightful.
New company called Shedigree.
Yeah, sure. I like that, Dane. So I always have this hair issue, and I think it was on Friday night. I went to go vacuum the house, broke my Dyson vacuum.
Oh, no.
I had it for like 13 years. I dropped it. A piece snapped off of it. I couldn't get it to fold up again. I said, okay, it's time for a new vacuum. Katie, do you want to go to Costco on Sunday? She said, yeah. So I did a bunch of research over the next 2 days to try to find the perfect dog hair vacuum, because the problem is you get the tangles that happen on the roller.
Well, those dogs' hair are as long as a human's, like a woman's hair.
Yes, yeah, beautiful woman, right?
Yeah.
So I would have to get on my hands and knees, spend freaking 30 minutes a week taking a razor blade and cutting off
razor blading,
and razor blading off the hair
like
off
you were
the
razor blading
damn
some
roller, right?
Sweet garlic.
So it was extremely annoying. So I did some research. So Costco sells right now, I think they're still selling it. It's called the Shark Duo Clean Lift Away, right?
So what does it do that made you?
So it's a different style.
Purchase
It's
this.
a different style of roller, right? It's
Okay.
a different style of roller. Best part about it, it's a self-cleaning vacuum that self-cleans the roller, because there is plastic blades on the inside of the roller. So as the roller is spinning,
Dane, this sounds like something you could buy too.
It's sad the day I find myself excited by vacuums, but that alone sounds amazing.
So the plastic blades cut through the roller hair, right?
Correct, yeah.
And then suck it into
Which
the
is the
rest
bane
of the
of
system,
a lot of folks.
right? So it's a self-cleaning system. So basically there's no hair wrap. It's not possible for hair to get wrapped up in it, right?
Don't get your hand caught in it either.
Oh, no. So
Thresher.
Sunday, went down, bought this thing, really looking forward to trying it, came home, plugged that thing in, gave it a rip. I had already vacuumed 2 nights ago before I broke the Dyson.
Not heavy hair.
Not heavy hair. Levi, I pulled
Another
an
dog out.
entire trash bag of hair
That's gross.
from the carpet, right, that I already vacuumed.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, dude. I'm like, first off, that's disgusting, right?
Yeah.
But second, this freaking vacuum, like,
So here's the next thing you can do to even gross yourself out even more. Go grab yourself a for real. Pick one up at the ragcompany.com. Just take the for real
yeah, just go scrub
and
an
go
area.
scrub your carpet on your floor
Oh, man.
with the for real.
Yeah.
After you vacuumed it with your precious vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but I couldn't believe it. So this thing, not only like the suction power is freaking insane on this, but that self-cleaning, that it's everything. Because the second that roller would get clogged up on any other vacuum, you're just pushing it across the floor, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that it pulled everything, cuts everything up, sucks it in. My it's a new house. My carpets look like new again, and they haven't looked like that in months. And so I was just, that's when you know you're an adult.
So is this like one of those stick type vacuums where it's
not
like
a
the
stick,
narrow?
no.
Oh, it's different. Okay.
No. So
Because I
it
think
is-
Shark, I usually think like
So
stick
it
ones.
has the stick pull at the top, right, that you can detach and use that. There's 2 different versions of this. They
So it
have
has
the
a
stick version.
cartridge
So
or-
it has the full
Okay.
chamber, right?
Because Kyle's curious. He wants to know what the name of it is so he can
Yeah,
get
it's called the Shark Duo Clean Lift Away, right? And make sure it's the bigger one. It's about $250, I think, is what it was.
Okay.
Dude, life changing.
Wow.
LED on the front so you can see the hair sitting on the top of the carpet, and it also has a hardwood feature so you can clean your hardwood as well. Yeah, dude, I blown
I think
away.
that sounds like something right up Dane Hennen's alley.
Yeah,
Like I wish I could say
carpet.
link down below in
this
the
hard
description
drive,
because
yeah.
it's freaking amazing. And I wish I would have taken pictures.
The old, Hoover.
No, Dane, this vacuum. You'll never go back.
Yeah.
It's freaking amazing.
It's
so
that self-cleaning.
it's the
thing
self-cleaning
that's making
thing
me
that
think,
changes
ooh.
everything. So anyway, so we got that vacuum, best purchase ever made, and then think after that, man, I think it was just going over the parents. Went over there for some dinner. Showed off some PF flyers. Right,
Nice,
they were super
nice.
pumped to see my PF
They're
flyers.
proud of you.
They were proud of me.
PFs.
And that was pretty much it, man. Pretty
Nice.
low key weekend. A little bit of cleaning, a little bit of detailing. But I would say that vacuum, 10 out of 10, recommended to anybody any day. If you have dog hair, if you have cat hair, go buy it.
I mean, $250 is not nothing for a vacuum, but that's still a lot cheaper than a Dyson.
Well, the Dyson, Dyson's.
I think
like
Dyson, I think
$300,
like $500-600 for the nicer pet ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, $250 is not too bad for something that cleans itself. Yeah.
No, dude. Yeah, and I think it's they don't always have it. They just happen to have it that time when I was looking for
Well,
it.
you found a
And
lot of great goodies.
I was gonna say, you saw other
walked,
stuff there,
We
too,
walked
that
in
you
this
were
morning,
interested
and all Anthony could talk about was his recent trip to Costco
Yeah.
and all the things that he found that he wanted to buy there.
That's when you know you're not a kid anymore.
No,
You're just
so
like,
it
all
was
right,
a
I'm
utility
here to
sink.
talk about
So
things
they
I
had
found
this-
at Costco.
They had an like 8x9 shed, right,
Yeah.
with windows
A shed?
in it. The most heavy-duty plastic shed I've ever seen in my life, right?
Yeah.
Dual doors, you could fit an entire motorcycle
like
in
plastic,
there.
like hollow plastic, or
No, like thick, like
Okay.
some like thick plastic, right? They had
beefy
that
boy,
thing
all
there,
right.
right? Insanely good-looking shed, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic price, $800. I'm like,
how big?
8x9.
For
8x9 with a
$800.
7-foot ceiling. I'm
Wow.
like, crap, man,
Yeah.
this thing's killer with windows in it.
Yeah.
And so that was amazing. And then I saw there was a stainless steel utility sink that I really was eyeing for my own house because I thought I really want a utility sink in my garage.
Yeah.
Probably should have bought that. I think it was like $200, but just super good quality. And then there was a sweet fire pit. And then they had the list goes on, man. I could have spent a lot of money. And they had a deep freezer, chest freezer. And that's
Again.
what Levi said I need
Yeah,
to go
that's
back
what
and
Levi
buy.
is about.
I'll tell you, that's the best investment as a homeowner to
A chest
purchase.
freezer is really it?
You are going to find so many things to put in that freezer.
So, because I told you I bought a quarter of a cow, right? I haven't gotten it yet, right?
My favorite
But
thing is buying food, putting it in there, and forgetting that I even have it, and
So-
go buying more food.
What a
And then come back and go, oh my gosh, I already had all this.
wow.
So how much meat is a quarter of a cow, and would that fit in my normal freezer that I have in my home currently?
No, it won't.
Then what do I do?
You're probably going to get about maybe 200 pounds, maybe is what you're going to
No
get.
way.
Yeah.
Is it that much meat?
I
Quarter
think
of a cow?
quarter of a cow is probably anywhere from 100 to 200 pounds of meat.
No. Can somebody confirm
A
this in the
cow is like
comments?
1,800 pounds.
That is not true.
Oh, cows are big. Man.
Yes, it is.
1,800 pounds?
They're big animals.
A heifer is
Why were they so easy to tip as a kid?
180 pounds.
180
I was
pounds.
right.
There you go.
180
There you go.
pounds? I can't put that in my freezer.
Well,
And I don't know when that cow is coming.
cows tip because most of the weight is pretty high in their body.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all
Oh, my
out
God.
there. They got
engineering.
these skinny little legs.
So,
it's just
so the point is, you're not going to be able to fit this quarter of a cow that you've bought
Yeah.
in your normal freezer at your house.
Okay.
You could, but you're going to have to take everything out. And you may only be able to put a couple things back in. So let's say you guys have all that and you're like, man, look at this great deal on some of these freshetta pizzas that I could purchase.
Yeah.
I need 3 of these. You know, you're going to buy some of those. Maybe you get a couple of those Hungry Man TV dinners that you love to eat so much. You're not going to have room for those. Maybe you're going to want some ice cream sandwiches or some Rocket Pops. You're not going to be able to put those in there because your freezer is full of cow. So
I can't even
you get
think
the
how much
extra
meat that
freezer,
is.
put all of it in there because it freezes at a lower temperature.
Yeah.
So you can deep freeze stuff in that.
But,
And
but-
that'll keep it fresher
but,
longer.
But how do you not get it? How do you deep freeze it without having to get it?
You still have to thaw it.
Well, but I know, but I want to get the what's it called, a freezer burn.
Well, you have to make sure everything's properly wrapped and sealed in freezer bags and freezer
also
paper.
true.
A lot of your meat will come packaged ready for deep freeze.
Well, I'm really looking forward
can
to
be
this,
done.
to this cow. I don't know when it should. I don't even know how that
Go,
works.
you need to go tonight with the Ram and go pick up that freezer.
You really think so?
I think you're gonna like
It was like $150.
Ah, it's best. That's I paid like $150, $120 for mine. Ordered mine from Target online.
Really?
Shipped it to my house. Just unpacked it, slid it over where I needed it to go.
And you really think that's a good
I
investment?
love it.
Okay.
No assembly required.
You will love it. You will love it.
I might
And
be- I might
here's
go
the
back
deal.
and
When
be
you
the-
have kids, you're going to be the cool house in the neighborhood because you're going to stock that thing with popsicles, and all the kids in the neighborhood are going to want to come to your place because you guys have the popsicles. That's why they.
Next to the meat.
Yeah, no, that's why my kids come. That's
Here,
why
kids, I got the
all
popsicles right over
neighbor
here.
kids. My kids last night,
Yeah.
we were at the store, and they were like, we're out of popsicles and ice cream. And I said, you guys, there are probably 150 popsicles in that fridge that you guys haven't touched. And they're like, well, we don't like popsicles. We like ice cream sandwiches.
It's just right next to a bear rib cage.
And I was like, okay. Well,
Those Otter Pops, man. I mean, you can eat
I've
those
got
until
Otter
you're
Pops
sick.
in there too.
Really?
They just haven't touched them because they said it's not the same. And I said, it's because you guys just want ice cream.
Yeah.
They want ice. They don't like iced novelties.
Well, that's wow.
They're
lame.
wrong.
Like I said, it's one of the many amenities at the MOSHQ is a deep freezer that doubles as my work desk during quarantine, as well as full of ice novelties.
Yeah.
Ice
Anyway,
novelties. I
so
like
that is all fun and interesting. Dane, weekend.
All right. So as far as my weekend went, it wasn't particularly crazy or exciting. Little things here and there, as I do. You
Dane,
know,
don't
little
downplay it. We know
What
it's
did you
too
do?
crazy.
home
So did
renovation.
you buy another piece of property?
projects all around? No, nothing too crazy. I mostly just needed to situate. Now that I've got my standing desk in my office, I needed to get a chair for it.
Yeah.
And I looked around.
Well,
and
no, because it's a standing desk.
it's a standing desk, but part of the standing desk thing is it's height adjustable, so it can be a sitting desk as well.
Oh,
So that's the idea is you
Impressive.
can do either or, so you're just mixing it up. You're not getting
Okay.
stuck in
Yeah.
one position all day.
Motorized.
Yeah, so just trying to break up the monotony is a
Yeah,
big part
okay.
of it. But in that case, I needed a chair because standing all the time could be kind of annoying. But yeah, I went to Costco and I saw the things that Anthony was talking about there. And yeah, there were
did you
definitely
also get a
some
freezer?
tempting item. You know, I saw the freezer. I thought about it and then I realized, no, Dane, you're trying to take things out of your garage right now, not put new
Yeah,
things
but you could
in.
put that in your office.
So when I cut that,
it works as doubles as a desk.
Well, I saw you doubled it as a
You
desk.
just
It is
put a
possible.
gauntlet on
I
top
know
and
that
you're good
now.
to go.
How creepy would that be? Walking into somebody's house, walking into a room.
Oh, this is my
and
private
seeing a
office.
deep
Don't
freezer.
go in there. And then you just see a deep freezer.
And then
they're
you
like,
open it up, you see all this
I-
packaged meat.
Dane, you just
I
wrap it.
don't want to know
Wrap it
what's
to
in
match
that.
you just wrap it to match your aesthetics.
Oh, boy.
And then you're like, oh, welcome to my office. Can I interest you in
man.
a Otter Pop?
Yeah.
Pull one out.
So yeah, so I switched that up. I have a chair out there now, picked up from Costco. I couldn't find the one I wanted though, which was they had this like Lazy Boy one that was actually pretty dope. And I ended up just getting a task chair, more or less like these, but with armrests and stuff, adjustable. Works fine because I don't plan
Yeah.
on like sitting all the time, so I don't need the most comfortable chair. But that Lazy Boy one was really tempting. Had really good foam. The whole reason I want a new one is because my old chair that I got when we started the whole quarantine thing, I thought I was going to like it, and it ended up being that the actual foam of the seat was just way too firm. Like, it was sitting on a rock. So, you know, for foam, it didn't feel much like foam. I realize this is super exciting for
I'm
people.
really loving the chair I got. So
Oh, well, that's good.
been
That's
nice.
good.
This is about as good as our
75
luggage
bucks.
conversation.
I know, right? So this is really just driving home.
You remember when I had to
some-
use a bench and I sat on the stool, the step ladder thing that I used to clean?
Oh,
I
yeah.
sat on that for like a week. That was not
the
fun.
grates,
No.
the metal
The
sticking
metal
digging
was
into your
sticking
butt.
into my butt. It was not fun. I finally got my G-Technic pad and sat on that for a little bit, and I was like, my back's
man.
starting to hurt. I need a backrest.
Well, and then the other thing I did, which is this is just going to excite people even more. I decided that recently I gotten those house plants that I was so happy with.
Dane, are you
I
sure
also-
you're not Colin Robinson Energy Vampire? Literally sucking the
Draining
life out of
everybody.
everybody. Like, are you feeding right now?
Oh no! If my eyes glow blue,
No,
you know something's
Dane,
wrong.
this is exactly what you're
Yeah.
doing right now.
Just trying
Hold
to get
on.
it.
Well,
Hold
just
on.
gonna
Gonna
get
get a
house
quick
plants
bump.
I got
So the
after I
funny thing
increased
was-
the foam in my padding.
So I was loving having the house plants, but then I realized, you know what? I've never actually had like succulents or like small plants or anything to decorate like the tables in my
Delightful
house.
succulent.
So I'm
Yeah.
finally trying to be an adult, and I got
Yeah.
like the glass
We're
bowls. but they're-
decorating.
but
It's
they're
part of the
fake
decorating.
succulents, and they
fake.
look very real.
Even
so
better.
I was happy
I have
with
some
them.
of those at my
But
house,
I
too.
got them at the Scandinavian store,
Oh.
and I went back there, and who was at the front desk? The guy who helped me
the
last
guy that
time.
made a
It was
nice commission on his
Anthony,
purchase,
you'll appreciate
on your
this
purchase.
because anybody, if you're listening right now, if you've worked in retail, you understand this. I walk in and he's just like, "Oh, Dane," and I was like, "I only talked to this guy like months ago when I ordered my stuff. That was
Yeah.
it." And he was like excited to see me. And I was like, "Oh, hi," and he goes, "It's Dane, right?" And I was like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Oh, good, I got it right. I remember you. I was like, oh, yeah, thanks. And he goes, yeah, I remembered you because you're nice. And I was just like, oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, Dane, it's called Minnesota Nice, man. People don't forget your name.
No, it was just funny because I was like, oh, that makes sense.
It paid
You're
off.
kind of when you're at a higher end furniture
Yeah.
store, you're dealing with some pretty douchey,
I'm sure
entitled
there's probably-
people sometimes, I imagine.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
yeah, I could see that. But I did end up, getting those little succulents. But I got a floor lamp and I got a new bookcase to go on the back wall
Oh,
there.
nice.
I'm making my space very,
I love it.
you
If
know,
I may
it's
ask,
going to
Dane,
look good when I'm done.
How much was that? How much were those succulents each?
At $5.
Um,
They're
How much were
plastic.
those fake succulents, Dane? Tell everybody.
$39.
Each? No!
How many did you buy?
They were about
How many did you buy?
this big in a glass bowl, and then it's a arrangement.
$39 for fake succulents.
Probably could have gone down to.
insane.
I
probably
just
coulda-
really liked the way they looked. I
could have
didn't-
gone to Hobby Lobby and gotten them for probably
Dane could have
$5.
made you a succulent.
It wouldn't have been
I
the
could have
same.
carved one out of foam.
I realize I'm talking to an audience who prefers to DIY stuff, but for me, it was like, I like the way that looks.
Well,
I'm just going to get that.
I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I know. Somebody is just rolling their eyes in the back of their head so hard, just like, blah. But I was happy with them. And
The point
that's
is,
all it
you're
was.
becoming an adult.
He's wanting to set
He's
up the
developed.
vibes.
He's
wanting to set the
developing a
vibes.
gorgeous new room.
I'm transforming.
I can't wait for your mom to
this
see it because I
space.
want to get her seal of approval.
Well, see,
I
the
want
thing
her to
is,
tell me all
My
about it.
parents
Yeah,
aren't allowed.
I wanna show them.
His parents aren't allowed in his house. That's,
I want to show them, but I want to
As long
get it
as
right
the windows,
first.
the
So
back windows closed.
yeah.
next steps after that, I want to change the blinds up. But I'm not going to bore people with all the house changing talk because I don't have any pictures to show you today. I will get some soon. But yeah, that was pretty much the extent of my time. Other than that, I was mostly just running around driving the Jag this weekend for fun. Just out and
Just
about
burning some
doing my
gas.
run.
Nice.
And when I was headed to the Home Depot because I installed a new medicine cabinet in my
Oh, nice.
main bathroom there in the master bath. I just wanted to have a new medicine cabinet, but I stripped one of the screws going in, and of course that's frustrating. I learned a cool trick though. Apparently one way you can remove a stuck screw, and this is like a little handyman tip apparently, is to stick a rubber band into the head and then actually drill, backwards very slowly with a screwdriver, not doing it with a gun, but actually just turning it very slow rotations. The rubber band, if it's thick enough, will actually provide enough grip to get it out, even though it's totally crossed.
What the heck? I didn't know you could do that.
I didn't know that either. I just found it when I was looking up online. I was like, what? And I tried it. I was like, holy crap,
amazing.
that actually works. So, yeah, this totally rounded out screw actually came out because I put a rubber band
To grip it.
over the head and just screwdriver onto it and turn
wow.
it very slowly.
Wow.
And it was embedded. It was embedded probably 1/4 inch into a stud when I was doing this.
Wow.
So it actually had a lot of resistance. Still worked.
Impressive.
What
So,
the heck?
pro tip
I didn't know
for
that
anybody
either.
who didn't realize
That's
that.
amazing.
I learned that this
I
weekend.
want to
That was pretty
remember
cool.
this. Anthony, remember this.
So I don't have a lot of rubber bands around. This is the sad part. I literally had to go out and buy rubber bands just to find
Yeah,
rubber
that's all right.
bands.
But now
'Cause
you have plenty of rubber
in my
bands.
parents' house, it used to be a thing everything had rubber
junk
bands.
drawer.
You'd find
Yeah.
them all over the place. Whatever. You had it in the junk drawer, the whatever drawer, and I have a whatever drawer. I just don't have rubber bands. So
Now you do.
Any rate, not the most exciting thing in the world, but I thought, if you're stuck with a rounded out screw, I'm sure we can all relate.
Nice.
At some point, it's a helpful tip.
Ed says the Prince of the Rag
yeah.
Company has certain standards that cannot be compromised.
No, not at all.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be hearing about that for a while. I'm happy with the way it looks. Liz
Well,
was
I'm
super
glad-
excited
I'm-
when she saw it. She was like, "Oh, this actually looked pretty nice."
That's cool.
So I was very
Well,
very
the nice
happy.
thing is they're plastic. You don't have to water them. You don't have to worry about them.
well, the bowls are glass, but the plants are you
don't have to water
be
'em.
watered, right? Yeah, they just sit there. But I touched them they felt real to the touch. It's just when you move it
Yeah.
and the whole thing moves, you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, so that was really it.
Nice.
Nothing exciting happened this weekend except for that, and just watching some shows. And
You guys
stuff.
also went to Express.
Also got Express one morning on Sunday morning.
Oh.
So that's where I think a lot of my weight that I could
Still
have
pretty
lost.
good. The fact that you haven't moved
Yeah.
and you've actually lost is pretty dang
Well,
good, Dane.
I
That
don't
means
know
you
if it
were-
was a great decision, but I opted not to
You
get
were
my
on
usual
point,
chicken
yeah.
fried steak, which is my go-to, which is a very heavy meal. I replaced that instead with what's essentially candy for breakfast with a
6 stones.
cinnamon roll French toast.
Oh.
So it's cinnamon roll that they spread out
Yeah.
and treat like a French toast where they batter it out and then they cook it up that way.
I like
and
it.
it's amazing.
Nice.
So that's
like
it,
that, I
really.
like that.
So yeah, that's my weekend. Sorry, it wasn't the most exciting thing in the world, but sometimes you got some duds.
Levi's about to make
What about
up
you,
for it.
Levi? How'd you swing a hammer this weekend? What went on there?
So I've had a busy weekend. Let's just say I worked most of the weekend. So all week I've had a truck that my buddy Wayne picked up. That is a GMC Yukon, probably a 2005, and he picked it up for about $1,800. Fixed it up. He's going to put some money into it and drive it for a while, but he had me detail it because the lady had dogs.
Oh,
so he had blown out all the dog hair as much as he could with compressed air for me. So when I got it, it actually still smelled like dog, but was pretty dirty, just filthy. So I spent the week really just trying to get all the dirt and grime out of the interior because it was a slow go. So I worked on that. Then on Saturday morning, my friends Brooke and Toby dropped off their truck to have me detail it. I'm doing her car next weekend. Mm-hmm. So they scheduled the next 2 weeks for their cars. So worked on Toby's truck, moved Wayne's Tahoe or Yukon out, worked on Toby's truck.
Yeah.
I was able to, Toby's wasn't as bad, so I was able to really make quick work of it. All black interior, F-150 crew cab.
Oh, okay.
So, and just an interior with a wash. So again, very simple, very easy to do. So I spent Saturday morning washing both trucks. I washed Wayne's Yukon and washed Toby's truck, then pulled Toby's in, and I just spent the day working on it so I could get done because I didn't want to take up the evenings, you know.
Yeah.
So Saturday, went and ran a couple of errands. You know, I got another tank of propane, and then went and got some fluids for the Suburban, just some things. Sunday, finished up the Toby's truck, just made sure it was good to go. Pulled Wayne's in, pulled Toby's out, let them know. They said, lock it up, put the keys in it, Venmo'd me money. I was like, sweet. Carly and I packed the kids and went up to Steamboat Gulch again because we thought Friday rained really hard. So there's probably a ton of snow up there. Saturday was 50 degrees. It was pretty sunny. It was nice. So Sunday, beautiful day, little warmer, right? Almost 60 degrees yesterday. We got up to Idaho City. Steamboat Gulch was 50 degrees and sunny.
Yeah.
After a day of sunshine on all that fresh snow, it basically turned to an ice sheet.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a good time.
So
yeah,
we went up there.
Sunburns and sheeting.
Sunburns and ice luging basically.
Okay.
So we went up there. We got our stuff on. We walk up. I saw Gwen there.
Oh.
So that was she came run up. She's like, Levi, oh my gosh, like I saw the truck. She saw Ragnarok pulling in.
Wait, she was in Idaho. She was
up at Steamboat Gulch with a bunch of the Capitol High kids.
That's funny.
Doing some sledding.
Oh, Glenn. I thought you said Gwen.
No, Glenn is up there with
I thought
everybody.
you said Gwen, like the rag company employee.
No,
I'm
Glenn
like,
was up
my
there.
Aunt Gwen.
Like that's a weird.
No, Glenn
or
was
Dane's aunt Gwen, who's awesome.
Glenn
by
was
the
up
way.
there hanging out, so she was like so excited to see us.
She was pumped. I bet she was. Yeah.
So, but we got out, and Carly's like, I don't think we're gonna need coats. It's pretty warm. So I was like, all right, well, let's walk up. As soon as we get to one of the first hills, my kids are like, taking this off. I don't need this. And I'm looking at it going, that's padding.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Safety.
This is an ice field.
Yeah.
We are all going to die.
The kids ever watch skate videos?
Yeah. So anyway, we were up there. Carly was like, it's too hot. The kids were like burning up. It was just too hot, like to be that bundled up on that surface. It was a very weird juxtaposition, but really pretty day, beautiful day. So let the kids do some runs. We had some fun with it. I sent Nick a video of Augie.
Oh,
Look at him.
Oh.
Or that's Hadley there. And Augie
So
chasing
you can
her.
hear the ice.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's
that
good.
is just solid ice.
Hadley's just cruising.
Come on.
So that's the kind of pack
It's
down.
hard
you want.
pack. That's all hard pack all the way up. There's Carly up at the top there.
Oh, man.
That was all hard pack ice.
That's amazing.
It was crazy.
I'm surprised
Yeah.
like the adults
So-
aren't slipping walking up the
Oh,
hill.
no,
Yeah.
we were slipping.
Okay.
So that's why it was like, Carly goes, I'm done.
Really?
We let him do like 5 runs.
Man.
We were there for maybe 45 minutes.
How hot was it out there
It
again?
was 50.
Yeah, okay. I
And
can kinda see
it
that.
was at late afternoon. So we just said, screw it. Packed the kids back up. Drove down to Sarsaparilla. Got some ice cream.
Ooh, did you? Yeah.
Because it was so nice out.
Yeah.
We're standing in drifts 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
get our ice cream, get back in the Suburban, headed home.
In Idaho City? Is that where it was?
Yeah. And then
is there a ton of snow up there
there's
still?
there's a ton of snow up there.
Oh, wow.
So, but made it home. Oh yeah, there's one
Wow,
of
Glenn
Glenn's video
capturing
there.
the drone footage of it.
Yeah.
That's
That was theirs.
Dang.
But you can see
bumpy.
that was the worst part.
Took it out.
That's the worst part is how bumpy
I think
it
that
is.
person lost their head. Oh,
yeah,
no.
Or they got it was so icy
Wow.
that it was like, I mean, you could catch speed if you wanted to, but
Yeah.
I just looked at it like this is going to be a hospital room, emergency room visits, and I don't
Yeah.
really want to do this. And when we got there, we watched one teenage girl, like she was probably 12. She hit hard and cracked her, like smacked her nose and just gushed blood.
Oh, that's a good
blood
time.
on the snow.
Yeah.
So
Can't
that was
really
when we were
hide
like,
that.
let's go home. So we did that, made it home, and then got dinner going. Augie and I ran to the store, got groceries, got all the stuff we needed to do just to get the week going. And then I went out, fired up the forge.
Did you? Ooh, some late night foraging. I like that.
Just for about an hour and a half. My goal is I'm trying to figure out, right now what I'm doing is trying to figure out how to get it hotter. I need it a little hotter. So I'm
Did you do
trying
some
to make...
gasoline in it?
No. But I'm trying to make the space, the actual work, like heating space, smaller than
So
what
it
I've
gets hotter.
built so that I have a smaller area to heat up so I can increase that heat. So I put some bricks and stuff in, but this is the color that it gets
Okay.
when I'm done,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy. I can
So
get that
what is that
spike.
pipe running to?
That runs to my propane tank.
Okay,
Nice.
can you bump up the amount of pressure? In
So
propane?
I am maxed out.
Oh, so that's how hot that thing's getting right there.
Well,
Your
that's
tongs.
the inside. And that's after I've turned it off.
So what's going on with these refractory bricks
So those
here?
refractory bricks are glowing. They turn that red.
But why are they broken?
Well, because that one fell.
Oh.
It was a little ledge on the front. It fell. So I moved it back and then set it up. But that's how hot that spike after I've turned everything off. So that's all right. Like I can push that around, but I need that to be more yellow. So when I pull it out of the forge, I need it to be more of a yellow so I can move that steel around a little better.
Now, are you using those pliers to carry it around, or do you have some other
No,
tool
that's
that you
just
use
a
and
pair.
grab
That
them?
was I already
Okay.
have. I have a bigger set of pliers or of tongs.
I was to say, because those are pretty short.
No, I have a bigger
All
set of
things
tongs
considered.
that I can grab that with, but I set that to the side and lifted it up. So
Gotcha.
I didn't want to hold it with the tongs.
Okay.
But this is an old picture that I sent, but this is how hot that thing gets. So I took these actual broken bricks and built in more around the wall around them this weekend, and then bought more bricks that I could set up. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to close off. I'm trying to close it as best I can to like really create an oven, so that as I go and I put in multiple spikes, so I can get a lot of heat generation between all
Yeah.
of them. My goal is that hopefully they'll all heat up and then they're all kind of hot, helping hold some of that heat in, and that way I can pull one out, work on it till it starts to cool, put it back in, pull the next one out, work on it.
Oh, here we go. We got
Kinda
Chris
going
in
on.
here. Says, read that, Levi.
Chris D. Giovanni saying, what's your orifice on the force? Turbulent air can interrupt airflow. Source, built forges for 5 years. Orifice on the pipe cap. It's an 1.75 inch opening at the very end. So,
Interesting.
Maybe make it smaller.
yeah. Or 1.75
So it makes it
inches
more
is kind of the
concentrated
standard, like
if you
where
do
it
that?
comes in at. And then it's like 1 inch pipe up to the next tee that has 2 intakes, and it's kind of a venturi. One thing I'm thinking I need to do is open my brick up a little more, push that in closer so that I have more
Yeah.
cross airflow when it goes in. So,
Yeah. So it can
Chris,
bounce
email
off.
me if you want.
Maybe
Let's
it bounces
talk
off
cool.
top
one wall
steel.
and hits off
Pointers
the
are
other.
always
Well, it
welcome.
already hits one wall, so
We're saying it hits one wall, it bounces to the other. Maybe.
yeah, it's just probably not getting enough flow. But anyway, I'm working
He
on
says dat huge.
it. Yeah, it might be too big, but yeah, it's 1.75 inches is the tip. But from the pipe orifice on the pipe cap, you're gonna have to draw it out for me and tell me what's the pipe cap, because as I've got a little guy that shoots a flame and then it sucks all that air in to blow out through that pipe. So
Interesting.
I bought it on eBay. So
That's pretty cool, though.
Hey,
yeah,
eBay forge.
it's a forge burner. So
Yeah.
it's just you hook it to your propane tank. It's got a regulator on it, so I can adjust it and play
Yeah.
around with it. But anyway, so I just need to figure out how to get it a little hotter. I've got the space, I think, just fine. And last night I actually got it going where I got it pretty yellow.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't bad. But just
You're
one of those
trying
things.
to get that extra.
Just if I can get it more yellow and I can keep it consistent.
How many hits does it take to start manipulating the metal?
The first hit.
The first hit will start changing.
If it's the right temperature, yeah.
Wow.
So, but it's just getting it back and forth and keeping it.
What's your first design for one of your spikes?
Well, I already brought it in the other day.
Yeah, that was.
I'm going to try and make a bunch of them in that same style.
I think it needs to be thinner around the tip where the blade is. You need to sand it down.
Yeah, I
right?
still got to grind it. It's still got to
Yeah.
be profiled, but it's been forged to shape
Yeah.
at the moment. So
That's pretty cool.
Next, it'll
Yeah.
be on a grinder, and I could shape out the rest of the design.
Ooh, man, you'd be cutting
So,
people. I like it. I mean, not people, but in
I'll
theory.
make one you can cut people with.
All right, sounds good. Yeah.
So that was
But
pretty
yeah.
much your weekend.
But that was my weekend. And then last night, I just hustled to finish the Yukon.
Oh, okay.
I was done by 9:00. So worked on the forge for a couple hours, then put it away or just turned everything off. And then ate dinner. And then about 6:30, went out there, spent about 2.5 hours working on the car, got it done, finished. So that this morning, all I had to do was throw the floor mats in it and back it out, drop it off at Wayne.
Yeah.
First thing this morning, pick up the Elantra and come to work. So it was nice. I needed to get it done, but it was my arms were very sore yesterday. And it was one of those where it's like, my wife goes, is it because of the forging? And I was like, no, that actually feels good.
It reinvigorates you.
I feel good. And it's kind of an emotional
Release.
because you can kind of hammer some stuff.
Yeah.
But it's also it doesn't it's a different kind of pain. I feel good from that, but it was the
Maybe
soreness.
anti-vibration gloves would be good for the impact, but other than that, it's like
It's not even that. It's there's actually no impact. It's very weird.
oh,
It's odd.
because it has give.
Well, it's a
when you
hot
hit
piece
it.
of steel on
Yeah.
top of that railroad tie or railroad track. It's pretty cool. So it's kind of a weird feeling, but
Yeah.
it's neat. But
Interesting.
no, so it was good. This week though, I am not doing anything until this weekend.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll probably just hammer and work on the forge and let my arms relax a little bit. I'm not going to
Nice.
detail another car for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe not even wash my cars. That's how
Wow.
relax.
Bold move.
Yeah, that is relaxed.
Well, there were a couple of things I wanted to talk
Yes,
about before we
Dane.
wrap up today. One was, you get those Facebook and Instagram trends that roll around and you're like, oh, great, here's another one. People pass it along. Oh, 5-car challenge. I thought that was kind of fun, though. So I saw that and I was like, you know what? Little retrospective.
Yeah.
Had it go on in the Brad Company podcast discussion group, threw it out there. I was particularly interested by Ed Iverson's because he had this weird looking expedition. And I was like, what's the deal with
Custom
that?
paint job.
So I read his, and it's a Funkmaster Flex
Oh,
edition.
what? That's
and
awesome.
apparently they only made like 700 of them.
Yeah.
But I thought, what the? And in his explanation on his post, because the whole idea is you post 5 vehicles you've had that maybe stand out to you. Like if you've had 5 vehicles.
I just posted
not everybody
and then I
has,
didn't
but-
talk about them. I just said, you already know them. You love them.
Exactly.
That's
In your
it.
case, you didn't really need to explain them. But in Ed's case here, I
That's
thought,
amazing.
okay, I know about his Vet. I know
Yeah.
about the Z3. And I know about the Mustang. But I didn't know about this. And the story he had was basically randos would come up and open the doors to look around it. Because they thought it was interesting, and I'm like, and it goes, yeah, that kind of scared the wife and kids. So
I imagine so.
totally understand that, but geez, I mean, yeah. So he's got his fun convertibles in there and stuff he loves. So yeah, it was kind of fun seeing what other people threw out there. I was interested, David Cervantes had several Chevy trucks. I noticed in the case of Kevin here, he had some pretty badass looking show there.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
And obviously that Roush Stang looks pretty cool too. So yeah, there was just some really fun, interesting stuff. Luke Berge came in here with his Ford
all
truck
of his Ford
naturally.
trucks.
I was
Ford
surprised
trucks.
not to see the excursion, but then he explained actually it's considered his parents or something. But
Yeah.
hey, whatever. He talks about it. So yeah, I threw my 5 out there. You threw your 5. I didn't see Anthony do it, but then again, Anthony probably had better things to do. I get it. I understand.
Dane, I was
You're
working
too
on
cool for
drum
us
brakes
kids.
on my old
Drum
vehicles.
brakes.
Nobody
Drums.
wants to see 5
You know what
photos
my dad
of my
did?
20-year-old
My
vehicles.
dad is now a new member of the Rag Company podcast discussion group.
Oh, good
Wow.
man.
And
Brad Gates.
he went through and liked each one of my pictures individually.
Wow.
Wow.
That's okay. That's a pro move.
So I'm waiting for him to do his 5-car challenge because how's he going to choose 5 cars
right?
out of his 15?
for somebody who's had that many cars, holy cow,
Yeah.
that's a challenge.
Wow.
No,
He'll
I
be like,
did.
my 15-car challenge. That's what he'll do.
I wanted to throw it at Anthony though. 5. You got to pick 5 out of your lineup.
5 cars?
You've
Dane?
got 5 right now.
I know he
had
hasn't had 5
well,
cars, but I'll throw bikes in there as a concession.
Oh,
You can throw bikes in there.
Yeah.
Justin Day did it the other day.
What's your top 5?
top 5, Dane?
I'm putting him on the spot right now. I want to know.
No, let's start with my 1999 Honda Civic EX model. I have a 2001 Dodge Ram 1500.
It's a good
I
glow
had
up.
a 1996 Honda Civic DX. And then there's at one point a 2017 Hyundai Elantra. And then
I notice he's avoiding one in particular here.
And then I had, for a short period of time, I had a 2006 Suzuki SV650.
Perfect. There you
Wow.
go. There's your 5.
Wow.
Dane.
Wow, I learned something today.
5 cars, baby. That's all you asked for.
I've apparently thought he had some cars that he just doesn't have, so that makes it very interesting.
No, that's it, man. That's as cool as it gets for me, man.
Okay.
There's nothing really to show off. I'll just post those pictures up earlier.
All right. I look
Later.
forward to all the disappointed faces out there. All right. So that was interesting. That was fun. But one thing I want to throw out here, because you may not have heard us mention a particular timeline. Tomorrow,
What's going on?
there is something happening on the main Rag Company channel. Now,
What?
I didn't give Nick a heads up about this because he won't know where to go, but he can show the main Rag Company channel at least.
Really?
If he pulls that up, basically what you'll find is there will be a upcoming live stream. And what you're going to see there is a Subaru WRX STI.
Oh, we're watching it?
And the
First episode's
first
dropping?
episode drops for real on Wednesday, but Tuesday's special. So the thing we're doing with the WRX project, at least for the first few episodes, is we will do a live Q&A, watch the episode together with you guys during a live stream, and then we can talk about it afterwards, and you can ask us questions about like what the process is like and stuff, and we can just
like
do a little
that.
bit of that.
viewing
it won't
party.
be
Viewing
it won't
party.
be super long, but yeah, it's like a viewing party, but we're actually there. So like
Yeah,
it's
I like it.
all happening. So that's going to be kind of fun. And that'll be the first episode. And we'll probably do that for the second episode at the very least, and maybe the third if people
What
show an
time is
interest.
this dropping, Dane, so people can
So
tune in?
we're going to try and do this at a normal time. I believe we're talking about doing it at 2 p.m., the way
Mountain
we do
Standard
our
Time?
live streams, Mountain Standard Time. So look for that, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Tuesday for the live WRX watch party. I guess we can call it that. Just call it a watch party.
Yeah.
But there will be a Q&A there at the end. So it's not going to be a time to ask a bunch of detailing questions necessarily
Oh,
kind of
and,
out there kind of stuff like Thursday is. But it's
Yeah.
going to be meant to be focused around the subject of the video.
So another thing, programming change.
Yeah.
Thursday's Q&A. Mm-hmm. It's actually going to be shorter
Ooh,
this
that's
Thursday.
right.
If you go to the ragcompany.com website right now, you'll see a banner that talks about Mobile Tech Education Day.
Yep.
And it just bounced through there.
It just flew by.
But here's the thing. With the Mobile Education Day, you can log on and learn more. Every Thursday, there are live videos. They take place about 4 o'clock, right after the Q&A, live Q&A. We are a main sponsor for it, and we are actually doing the very first one. So we're doing a webinar. Anthony and I are going to be basically doing a webinar talking about the correct towel for detailing and body
We've
shops.
been practicing for the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
So we've been...
We're gonna talk, do that. It's basically like a 30-minute webinar with like 30 minutes questions, I believe. So Q&A kind of thing. So we are going to be shortening this week's Q&A.
Not forever, just this one.
This week's, because we have to kind of finish one, and then we've got to start up the live stream to do the second one. I have no idea. What did we say for the
I think we
time?
talked about shortening it, basically cutting it in half, just
An
for
hour.
this Thursday.
just 1 hour for
So we're
this.
replacing
cutting an
the
hour off of
questions
the 2
portion
hours
with
we
the fun
normally
half.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're basically going to have a very short
So
Q&A.
we will go from
1
2
hour.
to 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
There you go.
That will be this week's Q&A. So
Yep.
we'll be 1 hour rather than 2.
But-
sorry, but there will be an advantage because you'll get to see something very different about
Well,
microfiber.
you gotta
as a
go
follow-up.
to the website and sign
Yeah.
up. So you gotta follow all the instructions on the MTE banner
Correct.
page that we have on our page, so that you
Yeah.
can sign up if you want to take part. If you want to watch it, I think there is a minimal cost on it, as far as I know. I'm not sure. You're going to have to follow the instructions and see.
Yeah.
But feel free to join us. The reason we're doing this is because, as you guys all know, Mobile Tech Expo, which is normally this week, got canceled.
Yeah.
Right? Due to COVID. So the next best thing, all those things, all the talks that were scheduled for Education Day are now being live broadcast every week from here until September, basically. Yeah. So that's going to be for a month. And Education Day is a big thing. So
it's
if you were planning on going and you didn't, you should be able to get in. But those of you that maybe didn't know about it or maybe wanted to check it out, now's your chance to actually see some of these. Also, for those of you that are wondering, watching all of these Mobile Tech Expo Education Day series counts as a credit if you're CD'd or SV'd IDA detailer, and you need to have 8 hours of education credits every year every 2 years to recertify. So it's 4 hours a year you have to come up with, and this is one of the ways that a lot of folks get it is by going to Education Day. They mark down the classes they took and all that, turn that into the IDA, get their credit. So another reason, this is continuing education.
Yeah. So while it's a bummer you can't physically be there, the upside is, hey, anybody can get in on this if they want to. All they have to do is follow the instructions and go through it there.
Yeah, and you can find them at theradcompany.com right there on our banner.
On a banner. So click on that and follow where it takes you.
Learn more, and it'll take you right to the MT page.
Yeah. So once again, reminder here, this week's Q&A Thursday, coming up in a few days, will be 1 hour rather than our normal 2 hours. But if you go to the MTE thing, you'll be able to catch these guys for a bit extra time later that afternoon. Now, as far as the Subaru thing is concerned, the live Q&A will occur on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. That's 2 p.m. And then on Wednesday, we will drop the video as a standalone for real. So just to do us a favor, if you could please, if you're going to be at one, please also watch the other. We really appreciate getting those views. We want to try and reach the biggest possible audience with these. So we encourage you, please like them, share them. Even if somebody's not into detailing, if they just like Subarus or rally cars or some other kind of fun stuff like that, tuners, there's a little something for everybody. And hey, spoiler alert, Jimmy gets in on these episodes, so that makes it fun too. So all right, guys, we'll catch you tomorrow, and we're going to have some fun. So we'll see you then. Adios.